Hey guys, Donovan here. I wanted to go live again and bring you some new headlines, share with you some of the things that are happening here in Gainesville. We've also got some new market stats on the real estate market that I wanted to share with you so you knew exactly what to expect, especially if you're planning on buying a home anytime this year. As always, anytime I do these live videos, I love to know where you guys are watching from. So down in the comments, if you're watching this live, just let me know where you're watching this from. And if you're watching this on the replay, go ahead and just put in replay watch in the comments so I know what's going on. But we'll go ahead and jump into some of these headlines so I can share with you what we're seeing in the market right now and what's happening in Gainesville. So the first thing I wanted to cover, since I've talked about it before, is going to be this GRU takeover bill. At this point, the bill has now passed through the House and the Senate. It's actually being prepared for presentation to the governor, Governor DeSantis. A lot of people do expect him to go ahead and sign off on this. It should be happening relatively soon, though. In the next week or so, we should get that official word. I'm really curious to see how this plays out, depending on the headlines and what sort of news you're watching. There's basically two different camps. So some expect it to be a great improvement, having that local board make decisions rather than the commissioners. Others think that we'll actually see an increase in utility rates. So again, this is one that we'll definitely keep a close eye on, and we should have another update here for you pretty soon. The next one that I wanted to cover is actually a new restaurant going out in Jonesville. If you've been out that way in the public shopping center at all, you've probably seen some of the construction happening down near the Ace Hardware. That is actually what appears to be, it's going to be Gator Dockside, hoping to open up later this year in that shopping center. It is mind-blowing to see all of the growth and how much that area has really changed, but it will definitely be nice to have another restaurant option out there. And Gator Dockside will be, I'm sure, always very busy with that location. Another update for Newberry that a lot of people have been looking forward to and excited about is going to be Publix potentially coming to Newberry. Earlier this week, the mayor actually put out a post that Publix had gone through and received its final permit. So they are definitely one step closer to putting a storefront location out in Newberry, in the main part of the city of Newberry. So again, I know a lot of people would love to see that happen, make grocery shopping a lot easier and more convenient out that way. So we'll keep you posted as that one progresses and comes along. Another update from earlier, a couple weeks ago, the Westside Park pool actually reopened after about a $2 million renovation. The park and pool specifically is back open just in time for summer. The original building for the pool was built in the late 60s, so it was overdue for some updates. This has been a long time staple for summertime in Gainesville. I know a lot of people grew up going to that pool, jumping off the high dive and the slide. So it's exciting to see that get a bit of a facelift. That paired with the completely rebuilt Westside Park definitely gives you a reason to take the kids out, get out, see that. It's a beautiful park and what appears to be a beautiful pool now, ready just in time for summer. Another headline that you may have missed, depending, is the UF College of Medicine actually moving up in the rankings a little bit more, up to number 35. This is out of the US News and World Report. Moving up, they had been at 37, now getting into 35 for research. Another update and announcement from UF is that they had actually reached $1 billion in annual research spending, which puts them in a really small group of about 15 other public universities nationwide. So a lot of good news, of course. University of Florida and Shands Hospital, UF Health is definitely one of the major things that puts Gainesville on the map and brings in a lot of great doctors and a lot of great people. So it's nice to see them moving up in the rankings a little bit more. Then the other thing I did want to mention is we're getting closer to hurricane season. Hurricane season officially begins June 1st. But now would be a good time to go ahead and start prepping, planning, and getting a few supplies, just the basic stuff. No reason to go crazy. There are a few reports and articles that I've seen that expect this year's hurricane season to be a little bit more significant than the last couple of years. So you'll want to be paying attention. Luckily, here in Gainesville, a lot of those storms and hurricanes end up missing us. We're so centralized to the state that by the time any of the hurricanes come up or across and actually reach Gainesville, for the most part, they're usually downgraded to maybe a tropical storm. It's not saying a major storm can't hit Gainesville, but it's just not as likely. So, but it'd be good to go ahead and pack up, get a couple of those simple basic supplies and be ready. You always want to go ahead and just plan for the worst, hope for the best type of situation, but June 1st will be here before you know it. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the real estate market and what's going on right now. The April stats did just recently come out, and compared to last year, we actually saw a decrease in closed sales and a decrease in new listings. We did see actually an increase in the active inventory, the available homes on the market. We saw that number go up, but that's primarily due to homes staying on the market longer. Again, we're not seeing a whole lot of new homes hit the market, but they are sitting a little bit longer. And we saw the median time to contract increase to about 17 days. So again, if the home isn't perfect, great location, move-in ready and priced right, it will sit a little bit longer. Or if it's a little bit quirky, maybe it's got a unique layout or something sort of specific or special about it that shrinks the potential buyer pool, that will cause it to sit a little bit longer. On the flip side, if the home is perfect, move-in ready, priced right, good location, all of that sort of stuff, we are still seeing multiple offers for those homes. It's not what it had been in the years past, but we're seeing, anywhere 2, 3, maybe 4 offers on a specific property right when it hits the market. So there is still some competition out there for those perfect properties. But otherwise, things have been relatively stable. The other thing that you want to keep an eye on is going to be the interest rates. And actually, recently, those had started creeping back up again, a little bit closer to 7% now. The last number that I pulled here is 6.9 as we rolled into Friday. We definitely want to keep a close eye on this because I have seen a bunch of different articles expecting interest rates to start decreasing following the CPI report. There's a lot of positive things to take away from that report. So a lot of the experts out there are expecting to see interest rates on the decline. So again, depending on if you're looking for a home right now or planning to buy a home later this year, you want to just be in close communication with that lender who's going to provide financing so you can sort of pick their brain on where they think rates are going, what indicators, and if they think they could be coming down. Because like I said, a lot of the reports I've seen out there, they may just be on the optimistic side, but they do expect rates to start decreasing. So that would be great for the market and great for the buyers out there. Another thing, sort of local news that I wanted to cover, the question that I get all the time is about alligators and how much you really need to worry about alligators if you live in Gainesville. And I've mentioned it before. For me personally, my family, a lot of the people I know, alligators are not a major concern, not something we think about on a regular basis. But there were a couple of things that happened just within the last week or so that really did put them back front of mind. There was a group going down, I believe it was the Itchnatucknee Spring inner tubing, and they came across a gator on a log. That definitely surprised everyone, scared everyone. Luckily, there's nothing significant that happened, but it did just make people aware of their surroundings. There's also a Facebook group that I follow because we live really close to the San Francisco Trail. And so we like to keep an eye on what's going on out there. And just within the last few weeks, I have seen multiple pictures and posts about people coming across alligators on that trail. So again, I wouldn't say you need to be scared or worried about this on a daily basis, but these sort of pictures are just great reminders that we do live in Florida. There are a ton of swamps. There's lots of wet areas where alligators do live. So anytime you're out in nature, you definitely just want to be aware of what's going on, be aware of your surroundings. But otherwise, it's not really a major concern. Just be aware. And like I mentioned in all the videos, if you're planning to move to Gainesville or thinking about relocating in the area and you have some questions, whether it's about gators, weather, or home prices, definitely don't hesitate. Feel free to shoot me a text, send me an email, or even give me a phone call. Let me know what questions you have and how I can best help. But as always, I definitely appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoy these sort of quick local updates with some of the headlines, down in the comments, just let me know if you'd like to see more of this, and we'll keep it coming. But I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I will talk to you soon.